Hello, hello, friends. Rebecca here with Books and Brew. Happy Monday. I love Mondays. If you haven't followed me before, I love a new start, whether it's to the week, the month, the year, the school year, all the things, right? And so today we are here to work together. I'm trying something new here. I am on StreamYard, so I am trying to go live on both my Facebook and YouTube pages at the same time. So if you happen to see me, I would love for you to give me a little holler and, say hello and let me know that you're here. We're going to do some co-working, and in a little bit, I will also kind of tell you a little bit about how I plan my week. So stay tuned, and we are going to hang out for a little bit. I'd love to see you. Hello, hello. Let me know if you are here. Did you hear that echo? Feel free to post in the comments what you are working on today as we co-work. And if you need any input on any author or author marketing or other marketing questions, feel free to post those and I'll do my best to see what I can do to give you some input on those while we are here today. Hey, Arden, I can see you. Can you hear me? Tell me what you're working on. And hey, if you're in here and you hear me, feel free to share the link to your retreat because I really want to make sure we get lots of people to sign up for that. Hey, Jess, how are you? So this weekend we got to record the video with Carrie Dubiel, author and librarian. And so I have been working on downloading some of those files today. And then I was going to go quiet here in a moment. And then I thought I would share with everyone how I plan my week. But if anyone's watching and you have any author promotion questions or general marketing questions, feel free to pop those into the comments and we'll do our best here to answer those. Ooh, Arden, you're working on an ebook about yoga? That is really cool. Make sure I know that link when you get that done because I would love to check that out. I've only recently started doing some yoga. And Jess, good with you. Yay, I can't wait to see what you end up with for all of your housing stuff. If you guys have any exciting things that you need questions on or anything like that, feel free to pop them in and we'll see what we can do. I'm going to mute myself here for a few minutes and about 11:45 I'm going to do a quick run for the Books and Brew on how I go about setting up my week. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining us today, friends. If anyone is just joining, feel free to pop into the comments as to what you're working on. And if you have any questions about marketing, promotions, book marketing, pop those in there. In a few minutes, I'm going to run through how I set up my week because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. And so I thought I would share that with all of you in a few minutes. Hey, Dana. Thanks for joining in. This is a new way that we're trying some co-working things as we are growing our YouTube channels. And so this is basically co-working via StreamYard right now. At some point, we may actually do a live stream with other people talking. But feel free to pop in what you are working on. In a couple of minutes here, I'm going to tell you guys how I set up my week as part of my Books and Brew podcast. And then we will do some more quiet working time. So again, feel free, if you have any questions about marketing, promotions, anything that you'd like insight in, feel free to pop those into the comments as well. Ugh, 2 taxes, Dana. I have mine done, but I still need to do a few things on those. Yikes to that. Okay, so I took myself off of mute. It's 11:45 a.m. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on how I plan my week. Because I have ADHD and a million things on my list, I find it really difficult to keep track of everything unless I am extremely organized. So we're just going to take a minute during the co-working here. I'm going to show you what I do. And then if you have any questions, you're welcome to pop those in there. And then we will go back to quiet co-working again. I'm a very big fan of the rule of three. And the way that I typically do this, and I know a couple of you have been in my monthly planning events, is I start with a gigantic brain dump. I have worksheets and things for all of the stuff that I do here on the planning, but generally giant brain dump, notebook page, however you want to do it, right? And then once I get that brain dump down, I then take the month and I try to break it into just 3 or 4 main tasks or goals for the month. Okay. And so once we have those 3 main tasks or goals for the month, I then go and I look at I take those and I try to sort of break those down into each week. So when I have my main goals, each week may have one main goal that I'm working on in that week. And then throughout the week, I also choose 3 main tasks that are going towards that goal. Okay. And then I break it down even further. So now that I have 3 main tasks going for my goal for the entire week, I then do not assign more than 3 main tasks for each day. One of the things that I found I was doing was seriously overestimating how much I could get done in a day's time, right? And so by only planning 3 main tasks on my little checkoff list, I find I am way less overwhelmed. However, I usually accomplish more than those 3 main tasks in that day. But it tends to work out really well to do that because, again, less overwhelm, right? And when we have less overwhelm, in general, we are able to get more things done. So basically, my month week, and day turn out to look like a giant funnel. So we take the brain dump, then we pick like the 4 main things that I need to get done for that month, and then I break those down into weekly. The main tasks that I need to get done for the month then become a main task for each week. And then within the week, I funnel it down more to 3 big tasks for the week, and then I funnel it down even further to 3 main tasks for each day. And so it just really helps to alleviate that overwhelm in my brain. So for instance, today, obviously, since the 15th is tomorrow, taxes would be a main task for today, right, Tana? So today's main task, number 1, has to be getting taxes done. Number 2 for me is getting the rest of the week planned. And then number 3 is that I have a couple of posts that I need to get out by tomorrow. So those are my 3 main tasks for today: taxes, a post, and making sure I've got my week all set up. And that is more than enough for today. And yet, I've already checked off a few other things on my list. This is nice too, because at the end of the day, I do something where I also am sort of doing a very loose time audit every day. I'm not sure I can show you this, but I guess I can pull out the page. For my loose time audit, I use a vertical planner. The top portion, I'm jotting down the things as I do them. This middle portion are sort of the things I need to get done that day. And the bottom portion in red, I always have the actual meetings listed there. And so throughout the week, I can keep track of the to dones as well as the to dos, as well as the meetings. So again, brain dump, 4 main tasks for the month, 3 main tasks for the week, 3 main tasks for the day. And this way, I don't feel that overwhelm. I don't feel like a complete and total crazy woman, and I can get it all done and also feel that little bit of a sense of accomplishment because I almost always get more things done in the day than I planned. So, if you have any suggestions on how you do your day, I'd love to hear those. Feel free to drop them in the comments. Otherwise, if you have any questions on the way I do it, let me know. And if you would like any of my worksheets, I'm happy to share those with you. So either shoot me a DM via Facebook Messenger or drop a note, and I'm glad to share my weekly or monthly worksheets for planning with you as to how I do that. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself again, get back to those tasks that I have for today. I actually am really glad you reminded us, Texas, Dana. I had that written down. I guess I'd really get back to that. I paid my accountant this morning, so he did go ahead and turn them in, but now I have to still go write those checks out. Ugh, that's always painful. But I try to remind myself how happy I am to have that income to need to pay taxes, right? Going for that optimism. How's everyone doing? I was so busy working on a project that I didn't even notice it was noon and I was going to check in. Make sure you do a little stretching now and then. Don't just, keep on working. I know my shoulders I really hunch when I work, so I'm really bad about that. You let your husband do your taxes, Jess? I love that. My husband and I had to hire someone to do our taxes after the first year because I told him that if we tried to do it again, we would be doing them singly because he waited until the very last minute after I had done everything. So we've been married 25 years next year, and we've had our taxes done 24 years out of that. But I have always had them done really, really cheap. I've been really lucky to find people to do it, but yeah, I can't do it. I don't play numbers, so I have someone doing our taxes, and then I have Mary doing the bookkeeping every month too. So I can't do it. Yeah, but good for you. Hopefully he got those done already for you. Do a little stretching. We're going to hang out till 12:30, and then we will pop back out of here. So thank you for joining us. If anyone has any questions on anything or want to discuss, let me know, and I'm here for you. I'm going to go ahead and mute again and get back to my project. I got the taxes thing ironed out and working on looking at the podcast right now. Hey, Francis. I see you popped in here. We are working on our various projects. A little while ago, I went through how I set up my week. That'll be available on the replay at some point. And we are going to be here working till 12:30, so it'll be a full hour total. So it is just about to be 12:15 here, so everybody make sure you do a little stretching and yeah, feel free to pop into the comments what you're working on and or if you have any marketing questions or things you would want any input on. So we'll be here till 12:30. Everyone do a little stretchy stretch and grab a drink of your water while you're in here. Okay, friends, it's 12:30. We've spent an hour here this morning. Hopefully, everyone has gotten a couple of things checked off of your list. The replay will probably pop up on Facebook and YouTube sometime soon. I will go ahead and kind of cut down the little section that I did on how I plan my week. And then, if you would like any of those worksheets, feel free to tag me and I will share those with you. Keep an eye out. We will be having more co-working sessions coming out soon. We will also be considering doing some. If you would like to appear on the screen and be able to talk to each other in person, let me know. We can certainly do some sessions like that as well. In the meantime, have a great week. I will talk to you soon. Make sure you keep your books and your brew handy. Take care. Thanks for coming.